On to our activities. Since this was an educational-based trip, our activities were also centered around education, but that did not take away at all from how fun our activities were. Our first day, we had our first lesson, and I did not expect for it to be a bento box class.
Currently in our cooking class, making bento box. Hey!
Like, what? A bento box class. It was so cool. Anime fans, we've all wanted to know how those things taste. We've all wanted to know how to create the cute little sausages shaped like octopi and the rolled eggs that look like flowers. We wanted to know how to do it. And you learn how at this class. It is so much fun. Our teachers were very, very sweet, gave us instruction sheets with a picture of what we were making along with the instructions, and we had the pleasure of creating a bento box based around the character Totoro from Studio Ghibli. It was so great and much less difficult than I thought it was going to be. And the best part was that we ate it. The next activity on our list involved pottery making. I know, more art, but it was a very, very cool exercise. So what we learned was actually how to fix broken pottery as opposed to creating pottery from scratch, which was what I expected in the beginning. What was interesting about this is that our instructor taught us how to do it using a special technique called kintsugi. Kintsugi is the art of pottery making that uses powdered gold and lacquer to fix and mend the pottery. And the whole purpose of it is to showcase that you should embrace imperfections as opposed to shunning them. It's a great moral exercise that I highly recommend. It was very, very fun, very peaceful, and it was so great that we actually got to keep our kintsugi as souvenirs. Our next activity was another artsy one with a special name, Ikebana. As opposed to kintsugi, which was about pottery making, Ikebana centers around flower making. And it is much more intense than just tossing flowers in a vase like we do in the US. Now, we do have florists that specially place the flowers, pick which ones look right together, but they're still used for decoration as opposed to art, which is exactly what Ikebana centers around. Ikebana's purpose is to accentuate the beauty of the flowers that are used to become art. We actually traveled to the Flower Auction Japan company where we were able to pick from hundreds of different flowers and take them to our instructor's home where she showed us the entire process. It was very, very fun, and I'm only upset and saddened that we weren't able to keep our Ikebana, but I guess our pictures will suffice. Our next activity goes right back to food. On our 5th day in Japan, we had an Udon class with a special appearance from a katana. It was so cool. We had so much fun. Our instructor split us up into groups of 2 where we learned how to mold our dough, pound it, cut it, and then they took it to the back where they cooked it for us along with vegetable and seafood dishes, which were just so delicious. It was so good. Following that up with a special photo with said katana just made the whole class come together. The final activity we'll talk about today involves a haiku lesson covering the art of poetry. Our instructor showed us and explained to us how haiku is made in one of the most gorgeous places possible, which we will get into later on. After sharing with us how haiku is made, they then encouraged us to create at least 3 haiku of our own. After doing so, they then picked their favorite one out of the 3 and then wrote them out in kanji for us on a special board that we were allowed to keep and take home. I still have mine hiding around here somewhere.